Beardo Banjo.
Hello there everyone, and welcome to another new VR games coming soon video. Now I didn't think I'd make another one of these for 2021, but it turns out December is actually pretty stacked with new games and new updates to existing games. And we've also had a few announcements recently that are coming out in 2022 that I want to touch on in this video. Things we don't have release dates for, but I'm excited for nonetheless. Also, you'll notice it's officially Christmas now. The tree is up, so in any video where I'm not using the green screen, you will be seeing the Christmas tree. A few years back, I put it up really early and got a lot of stick on YouTube. People were mad at me. It went up like mid-November. I will never make that mistake again. So yeah, Merry Christmas. 'Tis the season. It's almost time. But for today, let's look at all the games coming soon to VR platforms. So not just Quest, not just PCVR, and not just PSVR, but across all platforms this month, and then have a little peek forward into 2022. I'll start first with the games I have release dates for, and then work into the ones that we don't know about release dates for, but we know they're coming soon. Let's go. Kicking things off on the 3rd of December is Fruit Ninja 2. Now, I'm surprised to say that this is just coming out for PCVR headsets on the 3rd. I don't think that will be the case forever. I would be very surprised if this didn't get a Quest 2 and PCVR release, but right now, 3rd of December, it will just be for PCVR via Steam. Now, I'm old enough to remember the Fruit Ninja craze when it launched onto mobile phones. I wasted a crazy amount of time chopping fruit. It was exceptionally addictive, and the VR version of the original was great. It was a good showcase for VR, great to ease people in who had never played it before. I think it was the one thing I've got my mum to play in VR on the PlayStation VR. The sequel is building upon everything that made the original concept so popular, but now they're adding in bows and arrows. So if you want some arcadey fun and you want to chop up some fruit, then check out Fruit Ninja 2 on the 3rd of December. On the 7th of December, we'll be getting Morels Homestead or Morels Homestead for Quest platforms. Now this game looks very much like my cup of tea. A relaxing, chill out, slice of life, farming, foraging, building simulator. If you've played games like Stardew Valley or Animal Crossing, you'll probably immediately see parallels with the trailer I've got running here. It's unclear to me exactly what the goal is in this game, but I'm not particularly concerned. If I get to build a farm and do some farming and forage in the woods and take pictures of animals, that's enough for me. These games again work beautifully in VR, really relaxing, very escapist, and Morels Homestead's kind of come out of nowhere to provide that Stardew Valley style gameplay loop for Quest owners, and it's out very soon on the 7th of December. Up next, of course, is the big one. On the 9th of December, After the Fall launches for every VR headset imaginable, and this is the game that I think most people are waiting for at this point. I'm really excited for it. Some have called it Left 4 Dead for VR, and I think that's a very accurate depiction of what we're going to get when After the Fall launches. Now, we just got our first glimpse at Quest and PlayStation VR footage courtesy of the Upload VR showcase, and it looks pretty promising. Most of the cutbacks are in areas I'd expected there to be cutbacks. Lighting, bodies laying on the floor, textures aren't looking quite as sharp as they do in the PCVR versions, but for the most part, it looks like After the Fall, and it looks very good for a Quest port. As soon as I get my grubby little hands on the Quest version, that will be what I'm checking out on the channel, so stay tuned if you want to see an extensive look at some Quest gameplay, but we don't have long to wait. 9th of December, After the Fall, we'll finally get to shoot some snow-covered zombies. Changing gears completely from shooting snow-covered zombies, on the 16th of December we get ForeVR Darts for the Quest platform. Now, I'm really excited about this one. Darts is something that isn't converted to a game enough, and I get it. Flat screen games that are darts orientated aren't particularly engaging, but VR? That's perfect. Now, ForeVR Darts is utilizing hand tracking to make this as accurate and enjoyable as possible, and if you know of this company, they've already done a previous VR sports game, ForeVR Bowling, which in my opinion is the best VR bowling game you can get your hands on. The devs have continually updated it with new balls, new courses, new environments, and I hope we get the same treatment with ForeVR Darts. Ultimately, I'd love to see them combine the two into a ForeVR sports bar, somewhere you can go to have a round of bowling, and then have a round of darts, and then have a drink and play some pool maybe. Pool is definitely the next thing they should do, pool or snooker, but combine it all. Give us a bar where we can play all these games in. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. But for now, ForeVR Darts coming on the 16th of December for Quest headsets. Jumping back over to PC VR now, also on the 16th of December, I had to check my notes, is Against. Now, Against comes from Joyway, who have created an incredible amount of VR titles that are all still currently in early access. They're juggling a lot of balls, there's a lot in the air right now. Against is their latest attempt to give us a fantastic and polished VR product, and it looks very much like Pistol Whip, but with more of a melee focus. Melee, wall running, and a little bit more cinematic. Now, you may have seen this game quite some time ago when it had a more noir aesthetic to it, but they've stripped that back and given it a full colour, extremely cinematic, over-the-top appearance, and I think it benefits from it massively. Now, this is going into, I believe, early access or beta on the 16th of December, and it's just for PC VR headsets. If you're looking for an endless runner similar to Pistol Whip, then Against should be high up on your radar. The 16th of December is turning out to be quite the busy day for VR owners. This next update to an existing VR game also releases on the 16th, and it's completely free. Recently crowned VR Game of the Year, Demeo is getting its third update, Roots of Evil, on the 16th, and I cannot wait to jump into this. Not a huge amount is known about this update at this stage. It is going to be forest themed or outdoors themed, which is really exciting because the previous two dungeons have been just that, indoor dungeons, very dank, very dark, very dirty, and Roots of Evil, emphasis on roots, looks to be taking a more nature-focused approach. I absolutely love Demeo, and I will be jumping back into this Book 3 update as soon as they drop it. This is one of my favourite VR games of 2021, and I'm so impressed that the devs are continuing to support this with incredible free content. 16th of December, Demeo, Roots of Evil. Oh my word, the 16th of December is getting even busier. There's another update, there's another new piece of content launching on this day. I have no idea how I'm going to split my time. Real VR fishing, one of the most relaxing, enjoyable, and just perfect ways to unwind in VR, especially if you play with some friends, load up some YouTube videos, and just fish to your heart's content in these gorgeous environments, is getting its first paid DLC on the 16th of December. US East is going to cost $11.99. It adds brand new locations which look absolutely stunning. I'm sure you'll agree. I'll run the trailer behind me. Brand new fish to catch, and just a whole slew of quality of life improvements to an already amazing game. It is a paid DLC, but it looks to be worth every penny, and if you want an amazing place to chill out with friends and a great multiplayer VR experience, Real VR Fishing is one of the most surprising and enjoyable co-op experiences I've had in VR so far. We've finally broken away from the 16th of December and moved to the 17th of December now for a brand new simple flight sim. Simple Planes is launching onto the Quest via App Labs and PC VR via Steam on the 17th of December, and it does exactly what it says on the tin. It allows you to pilot planes in combat scenarios and in relaxing flight sim style scenarios in a very simplistic world. Now, it isn't the prettiest game I've seen on the Quest, but I do think there's a hunger and an audience looking for flight sims and combat flight sim style games, and Simple Planes looks to fill that gap or give players an opportunity to jump into planes and fly them whilst we wait for things like Ultra Wings to finally get release dates. I'm excited to check this one out. It's coming out on the 17th of December. Did you ever play Zookeeper for the DS? I did. I sunk a lot of time into Zookeeper on the DS. I remember I purchased it thinking it was a Zoo Tycoon style game, and then booted it up only to find it was a match 3 tile matching style game, a puzzle game with little animals on the tiles. But I didn't care because it was so addictive that it just hooked me in. Now, Zookeeper is being brought back from the dead for the Quest platform with Zookeeper Blast early December. So there is still no fixed release date for this, but it is scheduled to launch in December, and much like the DS game, it's a match 3 or match 4 tile matching game, but it does have a zookeeping element where you get to interact with the animals, feed the animals, and I don't know to what extent, but some kind of Zoo Tycoon-esque features to it. Looks like a quaint little puzzle game. I'm sure it'll be a great one for families and children. Excited again to check this one out, coming at some point early December. I nearly forgot to include Zenith in this video. I've just come back now to record some audio and add the trailer into the edit. Now, they just announced that the Zenith VR Beta is starting on the 18th of December. For those of you who haven't seen this game, it's a large-scale RPG, it's an MMO, and it's all, of course, in VR. Now, I checked this out in alpha state on the Quest 2 and was exceptionally impressed with how it ran, how many players were in the play space at any one time, and I saw huge potential for this game. Keep your eyes on this. If you've pre-ordered, you can jump into the beta, and if you jump onto the Discord for Zenith, I think they're giving away more opportunities to join the beta when it launches on the 18th of December. Okay, on to the last game that I know is coming out in December, or fingers crossed should be coming out in December, and then we'll start looking at things that are a little bit further into the future. This is a game I've just recently showcased on the channel, Dead Second. Now, I know this game is currently going through its App Lab certification process, and hopefully it gets the green light very, very soon. Those of you that are looking for a Time Crisis equivalent on the Quest, maybe you've played Crisis Brigade and you want something different, Dead Second needs your attention. This is coming from a very small dev team, and you can tell they poured a lot of passion into this project, and they're clearly influenced by that era of light gun games. I had such a blast when I played it recently. Go check out the video if you haven't seen it already, but it's got a huge amount of charm, a huge amount of personality, and the characters, the enemies that you're fighting, have really hilarious facial expressions, and if you shoot their friend, you'll see them looking shocked and looking at their friend as they're running towards you shooting. I love that little touch. Dead Second, fingers crossed, should be landing on App Labs for Quest very, very soon once it's gone through that process. It's time now to look forward into the future at some games that do not have release dates yet, but I'm interested and intrigued in them nonetheless, so wanted to showcase them here. Now, a few of these games I'm interested in, but a little apprehensive about, and this first one is one of those. Twilight Zone VR. Yes, that's right, Twilight Zone VR. Very little is known about this game at this stage, other than the fact that it's based on the Twilight Zone television series of the same name and same property and same ideas. Now, I don't know what this game's going to be. I've heard from some inside sources who have apparently played it already that it's a lot of short interconnected scenarios based on very Twilight Zone-esque situations and stories. That makes the most sense to me. Having it be one long narrative would be strange, but if they break it down into small stories, small escape room style experiences maybe, that could really work for a Twilight Zone VR product. Only time will tell. I am a fan of the Twilight Zone, and I'm excited to see where they go with it when it launches, and hopefully some point next year. I absolutely adore this next game, and I'm so excited to see it launching into full release 1.0 and also coming to the Quest platform in early 2022. Garden of the Sea. Now, I played this a little while back. It's actually available currently in early access on Steam VR, and the moment I started playing it, I absolutely fell in love with it. It's a cozy, laid-back farming sim in the simplest of terms, with some really fantastical animals and creatures that you can make friends with, and you effectively need to solve puzzles to progress the growth of your island. I adore it. I think it's such a wonderful idea. It's so cozy, it's so laid back, and I'm excited for it to launch onto Quest because I hope it finds a bigger audience. The devs are extremely responsive, they're always updating the game, and yeah, I just can't wait for more people to go hands-on with this one. Garden of the Sea, early 2022. Next up is a brand new game from Fast Travel Games, probably one of my favourite VR devs currently working in the industry. They've managed to get quite a huge flat screen IP into VR here. Cities Skylines VR, going by the name Cities VR, but it has all the bells and whistles of a proper Skylines game. You can go right down to street level. There's NPCs running around, living their lives, cars driving around. You can create full-fledged cities, from the houses to the skyscrapers to the police station to the hospitals, lay the roads, lay the electricity, lay the sewage pipes. This looks awesome. This looks to be the definitive city builder for VR. I'm sorry, Little Cities. I absolutely love Little Cities, which is also coming soon from End Dreams, but that seems to be a more casual product when compared to what Fast Travel are doing with Cities VR. Can't wait to see what this one has in store, and it's coming out early 2022. A game I genuinely didn't think would ever get a sequel, is getting a sequel. The Exorcist Legion is getting a follow-up, and I'm so excited. I'm a big fan of the original, and I stand by that being still one of the most terrifying VR games I've played to date. It chilled me to my core. The jump scares were so well set up, and they built and built and built to the point where I thought, it's not going to happen. And then it happened and terrified me. Not much is known about the sequel. It's being helmed by the same team who did the original, I believe, and this one is going to have co-op. To allow some of those scares to be a little bit more manageable, you can now jump in with a friend. Really excited to hear more about this one. As I say, not much is known other than the fact it's in development, and it hopefully is coming in 2022 to VR headsets all over the world. The fastest and best-selling Quest 2 game now, Resident Evil 4, is getting an update in 2022. Something a lot of fans called out for when the game launched onto the Quest platform was, where is Mercenaries mode? Why is there no Mercenaries mode? It made so much sense for that mode to exist within this version of the game. A highly replayable, arcade, time attack, score-based mode would be amazing to compete against friends on the Quest platform, and it's finally being added as a free update in 2022. This gives me some real positive vibes. I hope this means that Capcom are open to more content being added in the future. I'd love to see the Ada story, which was cut from the original game for the Quest release, and I'd love to see them start to toy with the idea of more Resident Evil products appearing on the Quest. I just want a full-fledged VR remake of the first game, and the second game, and the third game, and the fifth game. Not so much the sixth game, and the seventh game. I want them all. Put them all in VR. Please. Please. As a lifelong fan of Dead Rising, this next upcoming VR game has definitely managed to catch my attention with just one short trailer that was recently released. This game is called Requisition, and it's coming to PSVR at the start of 2022, February to be precise. Now I'll run the trailer behind me and you'll probably immediately know why it caught my attention. In this trailer, for a game which is basically a survival horror game with co-op elements, the player grabs a toaster, puts a knife and a fork in the toaster, and then uses the toaster to shoot the knife and fork at a zombie. The player also gets a plunger, sticks it to the toaster, and tapes the two together to make a hammer. That just sounds amazing. Now this is an early trailer, so it remains to be seen how interactive and customizable weapons will be in the game, but if they're going for that crazy use anything as a weapon, create your own weapon approach to a VR zombie game, I'm all in. I'm sold. Requisition, February 2022. Put it on your radar. Up next is another brand new game from an established VR developer. Shell Games have a brand new title coming out in 2022, which is a huge departure from their previous work. I'm sure you know Shell Games from I Expect You to Die and I Expect You to Die 2, but their next game, Lost Recipes, couldn't be any further from that. Now, Lost Recipes is a cooking game, but it's not like the cooking games we currently have in VR. Everything else that currently exists is a race against time, it's quite high intensity, and is quite stressful. This is the polar opposite. This looks to be relaxing, authentic cooking as you progress through different time periods and through different areas and locations in the world. I like cooking sims, I like VR cooking games, and this one really appeals to me. It looks like a real assault on the senses. The food you're cooking here as well actually looks really tasty, and it very rarely does in VR cooking games. Lost Recipes out at some point in 2022 for Quest headsets and possibly PSVR, but I didn't see that confirmed. The final game that I want to talk about today before we jump into 2022 is Propagation Paradise Hotel. I'm so happy that Wannadev Studios have decided to continue working on the Propagation franchise and IP. Propagation is one of my favourite VR games and it's completely free. If you haven't played it already, please jump onto Steam, get it downloaded. It's a wave-based zombie shooter, more than zombies actually, that does have a story and does have an ending. Propagation Paradise Hotel looks to take that concept and grow it into a full-fledged game, which will also be releasing for Quest headsets. I'm beyond excited about this one. Propagation showed so much promise. It's had over 350,000 downloads, and it's a terrifying zombie and mutant and spider shooter. So seeing them grow it into something a little bit more substantial, with a bit more story and a bit more fleshed out, is just the best thing that could happen. And the fact it's targeting Quest headsets as well is an absolute win. And that brings me to the end of another VR Games Coming Soon video. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please do leave a like, leave a comment and hit subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you're waiting for. What's the next big VR game for you? Where are you going to spend your time in your VR headset over the coming months or maybe even years? 2022 is looking amazing. We're going to have PlayStation VR 2 reveal, maybe release, hopefully release, a possible announcement for a standalone Valve headset, a possible announcement for a standalone Apple VR headset, and the Quest 2 is going to continue to grow VR in meaningful and exciting ways. 2022 is looking great. I hope you all have an amazing Christmas. If I don't see you before then on another video, I'm probably going to make a million videos before then, and just take care of yourselves. Have a great one. See you next time.